Hi, thank you for the opportunity to share with you today. Just a couple of weeks ago, I had the privilege of participating in a forum that brought together top mission leaders from Korea with their counterparts from the United States and several other countries. Apart from the specific focus of that forum, what struck me was the need for it to begin with. What I mean by that is this. Just 30 years ago, the churches of Korea only had 200 missionaries around the world. But all that has changed dramatically over the last few decades. In fact, today, there are more than 21,000 Korean missionaries serving in over 170 countries around the world. But it's not just the church in Korea that has engaged the task of mission. Nigerian churches have sent over 6,000 missionaries. Today, 400 agencies in Latin America together field more than 10,000 Latin missionaries. And you may be familiar with the Back to Jerusalem movement in China, in which the Chinese house church movement has committed itself to sending 100,000 Chinese workers around the world with the good news of the gospel. And so it's an exciting day in which we live. You may recall that the Mission Society's new mission statement speaks to precisely this issue. We exist to mobilize and deploy the body of Christ, not just in the United States, but globally, to join Jesus in his mission. For the last several years, we've had the privilege of doing just that in numerous locations. In fact, by the time you listen to this message, a team from the Mission Society will have just returned from conducting 2 mobilization conferences in India, where scores of Indian pastors and leaders will have been equipped to lead their congregations, their communities of Christ followers, into Jesus' mission within their own country and beyond. Just last week, I received an email from a dear friend, a mission leader in Nigeria, where we had done training a couple of years ago. The materials that we had developed, by God's grace, they have embraced, they've repackaged them, put a new name on it, and are using those materials to mobilize workers in Nigeria. He shared with me that he had just gotten through conducting a mobilization conference for a Nigerian homegrown denomination and had been able to train 890 of the 1,000 pastors of that denomination. So God's doing a great thing in the world today, and we can celebrate the fact that the final harvest is going to be brought in not just by workers from the West, but by the church globally joining Jesus in his mission. So I know today you want to join me in rejoicing in what God is doing and thanking him for the amazing thing that's happening around the world. Beyond that, I invite you to pray for the global mission movement. Pray for young mission movements like that in Korea that are off and running and doing a great job and having to deal with some of the challenges of their own extraordinary growth. And pray for the Mission Society that God would continue to use us effectively to mobilize the body of Christ around the world to join Jesus in his mission.